What is going on, everybody? It is Matt with Sith Bricks, and I'm back here with another live stream of Monarch Bag 11. There we go. There's my good light. Got to have lots of good light. So let's see. Oh, someone left me a message down here. Let me get to it real quick. Oh, sorry, Ice Cream Man. I couldn't do it at 12, man. I had to do it at 1 o'clock. So let me reply to you here real quick. All right. Sorry about that, Ice Cream Man. I was busy. I had things to do around my house. So, hey, Jorko. Yep, I'm back. Had a good vacation. Went down to Charlotte. That was a lot of fun. Gosh, man. Trying to get the light situated here. All right. So, we are busy building on Monarch Bag 11, which that'll finish off our first book here. So, I'm going to flip to my bookmark here. All right. So, it looks like, oh, let's get the camera down here. Let me pretend like I know what I'm doing, guys. All right. So here in the back page right here, you can see it looks like we're going to finish the back of the warship, and then we're going to put the engines on. So I went ahead and pulled the miniature Death Stars out. I kid you not. These things are miniature Death Stars. You know, you can see that right there. So I got them out. Got so much to talk about. I can't wait. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm sure people will join as they can. All right. See, it almost got me again. Times 2. So I got to make 2 of these. All right. Okay, I'm just a hot mess right now, guys. Let's see. Oh, we got somebody on. Hello. Thanks, whoever's watching. I appreciate it. I'm just getting started on Monarch Bag 11 here. Make sure you say hi in the comments. Again, there is bad weather in my area, so if the stream cuts out, that means the thunderstorms got to my power. So, nothing you can do about Mother Nature. She's going to do whatever she wants to do. So these 2 that I'm building, I'm sure are identical to the ones I just did in the last bag, but they're for the other 2 sides. This is where the MVP comes in so handy. Get everything nice and seated and flush. You just can't beat the MVP for that. All right. Let's see. I need 4. I need 2 1x6s. Where's my 1x6s? There's 2 of those. Sorry, I'm just getting everything out and organized. There's a lot of stuff to pull here. Not trying to ignore y'all. All right, now we finally got everything. So, all right, got 2 people on. Thanks for joining in, guys. Make sure you guys hit the old like button up let's see if I can get my finger to do the right thing right over that way. As always, channel visibility is the best. So when you guys interact more, it helps the channel more. So much to talk about, guys. I mean, golly, I caught up on the Mandalorian. Holy cow, was that a decent episode? It was really nice to see Captain Pelion and Shadow Collective, as if I remember what they called it correctly. That was pretty awesome to see. I don't think they've named everybody else yet, but I mean, you had, obviously Captain Pelion, which is Thrawn's right hand man on the Chimera. The Seventh Fleet, which is Thrawn's fleet. And then, of course, we had Commandant Hux. So Commandant Hux, you guys guessed it, is the brother of General Hux in the First Order. So it's kind of irritating to me that we're seeing the First Order start to leach into regular Star Wars. But unfortunately, they've done it, especially when they put the Praetorian Guards in. That really solidified the First Order showing up. The episode was called Spies, and man, let me tell you, there's some spies out there. We also knew the girl that used to serve him. I can't think of her name. I can never remember it. But we knew that she was going to be a spy. But the episode is called Spies. And so I think that obviously there's more spies because there's no reason to call it plural if there's only one. So there's a lot of speculation out there on who is the other spy or spies. So I am going to say that I believe the other spy is the armorer. Now, at first I didn't think this about the armorer being a spy, but I noticed she had horns on her helmet. I knew they were there, but it never really sat with me until Moff Gideon showed up in his helmet, which also has horns on it. So that could be, Maul's group, the Maul DeLoreans. But it also got me thinking is we never knew what happened to Rook Kast from the Clone Wars. So I'm wondering if the armorer is actually Rook Kast and we're just waiting for her to be revealed. So that's who I think is the other spy. And so, but I mean, it was such a great episode. It was a lot of fun. There was, you have the Phase 2 Dark Trooper arm or Phase 2 Mandalorian armor that you see. You've got it looks like what Moff Gideon is trying to do is he's trying to clone himself some force sensitive like fighters. This is very reminiscent of the Emperor's Shadow Guards. They're the Black Royal Guards that you see in some of the Legends material. Legends is the stuff that was Star Wars before Disney. It still means a lot to a lot of us who grew up with it. And so I'm wondering if this is their take on Shadow Troop or Shadow Guards. So Imperial Royal Guards that look like that have the shadow face or that are in black armor. Gosh, sorry, my brain's going like 100 miles an hour right now. So let me see here. So if you guys got any ideas on what's going on with Mandalorian, please put it in the comments, man. Right down there. There you go. There's my finger. Throw it down there, guys. I want to talk about it, man. Let's get the chat going. Let's talk. Let's hash this out. I'm all for it. So let's see. Where did one of them go? It was upside down on me. So right here is tricky because the way the picture shows it, it shows that this should be centered here, but it's not. So you had to go to the next step to realize how these go in place to put these right here. And then you can put this one in. So sometimes that's the trick to Mold King is you got to read ahead to go backwards and make it work. It's a pain how that happens, but you know how Mold King operates. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2. All right. You know, it was nice. You know, I don't think the Mandalorians that were on the ground sailor were spies. Um, you know, a lot of people have been speculating that those are the spies. I really don't think it's them. Um, you know, maybe Moff Gideon left them up there to just kind of keep people away. You know, outsiders and whatnot. Let's see. All right. Well, guys, talk. What's on your guys' mind? You know, there's only so much I can babble on about the Mandalorian and everything else that's happened with Star Wars Celebration. Oh, and we just finished the first book. First book is done right through bag 11. You know, I'm about maybe 1% into bag 11. So, but we're finally done with book A. We can kind of set this down here. Book B time. Book B. So, all right. Get a drink of water here. All right. Hey, look. Pinchers of Death. There's probably one more that I'm looking for in this pile right here. It's going to, yep, thankfully it wasn't too hard. Woo. There's those guys. All right, macaroni time. Some of the things you see on your builds, you know. All right. Let's see here. There we go. You know, for these macaroni pieces here, they are surprisingly difficult to seat sometimes. So, hey, what's up, Adam Buys Clones? Hey, Adam Buys Clones. Boy, let me tell you what I've been buying. You see my plate back there full of clones? Yeah, I'm right there with your name, man. I feel you. Oh, nope, didn't go on the floor. Woohoo! But don't worry, I plan to drop at least 7 of these on the floor. There's the notification from my phone telling me that I'm live. Thank you, phone. All right. Were you here last time, Adam, to see the clones that I bought? Because I moved my plate over for everybody to see them. Did you get a chance to see them? My brain's kind of mush after being on vacation. I probably had a little bit more tequila than I should have, but it was still nice to have a few and not have to worry. Oh, you missed it. All right, here. Well, don't you worry. I'll bring that plate over. Give me 1 second here to stare awkwardly at my pile of stuff here until I find the things I'm looking for. There's only 4 of these in the bag, and you always find the first couple real easy, but the last one's way harder to find. All right, let me do this real quick, and then I'll show you them. Oh, put this one on. Give me the piece. Ah. All right. In true fashion, I went ahead and already put something on wrong because that's what I do. So, hey, it's okay, CT man. It happens, dude. That's why I try to do a lot of live streams so that way, those that can make it because I understand not everybody can be here for every live stream. So don't have to apologize, man. Just make it when you can, and let's talk. I'm all about talking all things Star Wars. All right, so I'll bring this over here for Adam because he hasn't seen my plate of clones yet. So there you go, Adam. Got a whole big gray plate of them. These are all customs. Every single one of these, I've got a guy who makes customs, and so I've had him make them all. You can see I've got Commander Gree, Commander Wolf. I've got Waxer, Boyle, Gray. I've got the clone trainers up here. I've got Hammer, Havoc, Blitz, and oh gosh, I can't think of the last one, but the ones that train Colt, Commander Colt. So that's actually Commander Colt right there. You can see. I got Lieutenant Jesse, Fives, Tup, Kix. Kix is the last clone for those that don't know. And then I got a bunch of my Coruscant guards over here that I like, including my man right here, Thorn. Thorn is the man. Okay, something just fell off one of them, but I'll fetch it in a second. So let's see, did it fall down here? Yep. Okay, it was a little rangefinder. So yeah, those are my plate of clones. So thanks, CT. So yeah, and then I actually have commandos. So actually, I'll show you the commandos too. And so these are also customs, but I also have the commandos over here. The only one I don't have right now is Sev, but he is on the way. So, but I've got the Bad Batch over here, including Crosshair in his Bad Batch gear. I've got Crosshair in his Empire gear. You've got Gregor back here. Boss, Fixer, all of them are over here. Scorch is right up here. There's Scorch. Scorch is the one that we see in the Bad Batch. The last commando, that was actually Scorch. So, yeah, those are all customs. I got a guy who I buy customs from. I pretty much tell him what I want, and he hooks it up. So, yeah, man, I've got a pretty good hookup, and that doesn't. And you can kind of see back there; those are all the Imperials back there. I've got a bunch more. I've got some other clones over there, and I've got a bunch of Imperials back there. So, I just don't have the spot for them right now over here where you see that's at. There's just not enough room for me to do it. So, all right. Oh boy, here comes the yucky part. All right, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. It's time for the boring part. Let's see, is it those ones? No. Need. Okay, you guys are gonna have to bear with me. This is long and boring, but keep talking and I'll keep answering. So, got 2 English pounds. Nice, man. Let me move this thing. I got something in the way of my screen here. It never fails. Yeah. Yeah, man, I like buying clone customs. They're way cheaper, man. Do you really think I want to spend, $200, $500 on a Captain Rex when I can get a custom for, 1% of that? Yeah. I'll buy a custom all day. I'll never spend that much for a clone or a Lego minifigure. The people that do that, it's just I think it's kind of sad in a way, to be honest with you. It's a terrible way to spend money. I mean, yeah, it's a cool minifigure, but really $500 for Rex, $800 for Finch Dallow? Like, come on, you know? I'm pretty sure I'm going to go through all these. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to get all these little antenna scooped onto my hand here. Almost got a grip of them on here. Give me a few more seconds, guys. I'm not ignoring you. I just got to sweep these on here. All right, that should be it. Had to get all these guys for that right there. So, yeah, Red Eye. So Monarch I am building this is the Mold King version of the Imperial Star Destroyer, the UCS Devastator that Lego did. So this is Mold King, which is a mock builder. So this is their version of it. So I actually have, in the way of my water bottle over there. So you see the Devastator over there. It's hiding behind my Vader's helmet. So there's the Devastator right over there. Let's see if there it is, focus camera. Sorry, my hand shakes a little bit. So this is Mold King's version of it, which is it's going to be about twice the size of it, at least piece-wise, and probably the weight. I mean, this thing's a battleship. John, I have it written down. I haven't yet because I went on vacation last week. It's on my to-do list this week. So, and when I say go on vacation means I took my kids somewhere and they had fun on vacation while I had to do all the work because, that's the dad life right there. So. All right, so. Oh yeah, you got yours for 50. Wow, that's a good price on a Rex. So. Now, for those that are waiting, one of the new sets that's coming out for the fall, I think it's the August wave. They're going to do a Coruscant Guard gunship that's going to have Phase 2 Fox on it. So that'll be really nice to get a Phase 2 Fox. I just can't figure out for the life of me why maybe they have, and I just haven't seen it. Like, where is Commander Bly? Where is Commander Bakara? Where are the rest of the cloned Marshal commanders? Commander Thorn. Like, Thorn went down like a boss. He went down like Paz Vizsla did last night, or in The Mandalorian. So, if those haven't seen it yet, Paz Vizsla unfortunately went down, but he went down like Thorn did, like a straight boss. I always used to say Thorn used to wear "Your Mom Is My Cardio" shirts when he walked around the clone bars because he was pretty badass. So, let's see. €50. Yeah, that's still a pretty good deal. €50 for a P1 Rex. I see him going for a couple $100 right now, and Phase 2 is out of control. And that new Rex, so there is a new Phase 2 Rex coming out, but it's going to be in the Venator. So the UCS Venator that Lego is doing. So don't be surprised if you see people charging like $400 for that Rex so they can make their money back on the set. I'm almost willing to bet it's going to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I got to make 36 of these, so I just need you guys to bear with me while I'm doing this nonsense work. I should have pre-did this, but I got busy cooking upstairs. So those that don't know, I like to cook. And I actually was making some guajillo sauce that I like to use on my Mexican food that I make. So I was up there making a batch of that. And then I looked up and I was like, oh, crap. I have a live stream to do. So. Oh, John, you think it's ruined? I was not a fan to see the sequel trilogy starting to leak in The Mandalorian. Seeing the Praetorian Guards. Now, granted, they look like Mandalorian, but that's obviously foreshadowing um, what's coming. And so, I'm really hoping that it's not like this is, Favloni and Favreau's attempt to salvage the sequel trilogy. I mean, we also saw Commodore Hux, which is General Hux's father. So we see him, and he's part of the Shadow Collective there next to Pelion. Um, and he seems to be rather powerful because it looks like him and Pelion have all the resources in that group of other warlords. Um, so, who knows what's going to happen? But I'll give it a chance. I give everything a chance, but the sequel trilogy, I haven't watched it since it came out in the theaters. And the only reason why I own it is it's because it's in my 4K DVD set that I got, the Saga set. So, yeah, they're definitely very selective. I think it's more the designers than Star Wars like themselves. Like I think Lego Star Wars, it's more of an issue of the design team than it is, I think they have things that they like to do. And I'm sure they get orders from Lucasfilm like, hey, do this or do that. But I think it's the designers. They go based on what they think is going to make them a lot of money versus what provides a good variety for people to enjoy the series with. And if they haven't figured out already that clones are going to make them a lot of money, then they're dumb. Because clones is going to make them a truckload of money. So let's see. Yeah, he gave it to Bo-Katan. I knew something was going to happen because you remember the scene with the weird crab droid that looked out of like the Chronicles of Riddick. She grabbed the saber off the ground, used it to cut it down, and I knew like right there that was going to be like that was foreshadowing of her getting it back somehow. So, I don't know. It was good to see Moff Gideon. I knew he was going to come back. I knew he wasn't going to go to trial, so it was good to see him back. But again, for those that have just kind of jumped on, I think that the armorer is the other spy because remember the episode title was Spies. And so I am willing to bet that in my personal opinion that the armorer is actually Rook Cast. And so I think that's because she has horns. If you saw you saw Moff Gideon's Mandalorian helmet, it has horns too. So Mandalorians. So I wouldn't be surprised if the armorer is a spy and it's actually Rook Cast, who was Gar Saxon's right hand man when he was running it. So let's see. How much did I pay for this set? Well, this one I got for $400 off of Amazon. But this set can go you can see it anywhere from $400 to $650 depending on where you buy it. But I got it for $400 on Amazon. I highly do not discount Amazon when it comes to buying these sets, guys. They have had the cheapest prices on two of my sets that I bought. So definitely don't discount that. So, let's see. Got some comments going on. I love it. See, this is what I love, guys. Keep talking. So, let's see. Yeah, Red Dye from Themed Waves. I mean, they're always going to go back to the original trilogy because the original trilogy is the heart of the operation, so to speak. So, there's always going to be original trilogy sets, even if it was like the when we're almost in 5 years it's going to be the 30th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. So even during that, we're still going to get oh no, there it is. Drop the first one on the floor. We're still going to get original trilogy sets because that's just the money maker. Again, I think it's the design team. I mean, I'm sure there's things that they're mandated to do, but I think they could do so much more, but they just kind of stay within their lane, I mean, but really, nobody was asking for Mace Windu's clones, and then all of a sudden they showed up, like in the Republic fighter tank. All of a sudden, the 187th is alive, and like everybody else is clamoring for Coruscant guards, Camino guards, more 501st, more 212th, and then they show up with the 187th. So, you know. So let's see. Yeah, the best car design is pretty cool for the stormtroopers. I think those guys are clones, to be honest with you. So, all right, let's see. We got some stuff. This is where the fun begins. Yeah, clones are always going to make money for Lego. So, yeah, well, most of the stuff, Red Dye, is already out on the internet. So if you want to see the sets that are coming, man, go hit up the internet. You will see what is out there. So, yo, what is this going on with this? What does this not want to see? Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, it'd help if I put it on right. Haha. So, yeah, go check it out, Red Dye. You'll see what's out there. Let's see. Yes, Maul hated Palpatine and the Empire, but also don't forget that scene in the Clone Wars where he tried to appease Darth Sidious and Darth Sidious smoked him like a cheap cigar. You know, he iced Savage Opress or Savage Opress, and then Maul was begging for mercy, and Sidious said he's not going to kill him. He has other uses for him. And he used Maul to launder his money and all of his shady business doings through Red Dawn, the syndicates, the Shadow Collective, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, I am sure that there is some good reason in there for, you know, why they did what they did. So I know that because that's all one of my all-time favorite episodes of the Clone Wars when Sidious shows up and smokes Maul and Savage. So yeah, they're always going to make sets for every trilogy. I think they realized their mistake, like with the sequel trilogy, and I doubt we're going to see any sets for them until like they hit their first, like their 10-year anniversary. Then they may do some original trilogy or some sequel trilogy sets, but I think those are going to be pretty few and far between going forward. You know, I would see more sets for Rogue One or Solo before I would see more coming back for the sequel trilogy. Well, the good news is I did this right because I have the right amount here to finish. It's always nice. So you guys are seeing me do the exact same thing I did last week when I did all these. We're making the back of the destroyer right here. So, all right. Now I got to do this one. See anything else? Yeah, John, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. That's a pretty astute observation. So, I think they're walking a very fine line right now when it comes to that. And I think that if they continue down the path, they could potentially lose the fan base. You know, and I thought it was bad enough that the Mandalorian basically took over the Book of Boba Fett. You know, I understand that the show was struggling, and they're like, well, how do we get a struggling show, you know, to, you know, make it better? And I just think that, you know, because initially Book of Boba Fett was not well received by the critics, and they reworked a lot of episodes and, you know, to get something that was what they considered marketable. And then they did amazing with episode 5. From the desert comes a stranger. Holy cow! You talk about one of the best episodes in Star Wars storytelling. Was, I mean, we got Luke, we got Ahsoka, Jedi training, Yoda's lightsaber. You know, Grogu got his mithril from Lord of the Rings. You know, and then at the end you have Cad Bane coming out of the desert. I was like, holy cow! Talk about reworking an episode into one of the best they've ever done. All right. The boring stuff is almost, guys. There we go. Yeah. losing Tech was pretty hard, man. I got one of my kids. I don't want to show him the other episodes of the Bad Batch because I don't know if he's ready yet to watch Tech go down. That was pretty brutal, if you ask me. And so, but I understand why they do it sometimes. Although we never did see him die, so there's a good possibility that Tech could still be alive and he could be in Mount Tantus. I can't remember the bad guy's name, but he could be in Mount Tantus right now. They could be working on him right next to Crosshair. So, and for those that don't know, Mount Tantus is the Emperor's personal mountain storehouse. It's almost like where he keeps all of his most prized possessions. Like if you read the books, Mount Tantus has a lot of rare artifacts. It's got all the Sith artifacts he's collected. It's got lots of the cloning technology. Like when in the books, the Emperor took all the Sperati cloning cylinders and moved them to Mount Tantus for cloning. So, I mean, he's got, it's like his own personal, like in the Addams family, the vault. Gosh, that was the word I was looking for, vault. So that's where Crosshair's at. And who knows, maybe Echo's there too at Mount Tantus. So I think the planet is called Wayland, and I believe it's it's definitely Mount Tantus, but I think the planet is Wayland. I'm not 100% sure, but that's that one. So I'm going to move the camera over here because it's time to put the back on here. I'm going to mount these guys up. So, all right. It's definitely a little tricky to get this lined up right because you have to line it up along here, snap it into the ball joint, but you can't twist it too much because you don't want it to catch anything that's like over here, So. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Got that back piece on, so that's looking nice, looking sharp. So, all right. All right. So again, guys, there is severe weather in my area. I just got another thunderstorm warning from the Weather Channel. So again, if all this just shuts off, you know why. I haven't heard anything, although I'm downstairs, so sometimes it's hard for me to hear. So, all right, let's see what you got here. Yeah. I don't think there's anything that can bring me to watch Rey's new trilogy. It's just so bad. And I think Kathleen Kennedy is trying to do everything to show that she can do something other than ride the coattails of other people's work. And I don't know why she's going back to Rey, other than she's trying to put forth another female heroine, which isn't a bad thing, but when it's done poorly, it makes it a bad thing. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to take a lot for me to go see the new trilogy when it comes out in theaters because it's supposed to be after like 30 years after or like 20 years after the sequels or something where she's the new Jedi master of it all and training. And I just don't see it unless they bring in like the Yuz Han Vong. They can bring in Jason and Jaina Solo. Luke and Mara Jade's kid. There's like they would have to find a way to tie it back to the books somehow. The new bad guy could be Darth Caedus, which is Jason Solo when he fell to the dark side. That's more of the books. So, but it's going to take an awful lot for me to want to see Rey's new movie. And it's not for Daisy Ridley. I think she's a great actress. It's such a poorly written part and poorly done thing that it's just hard to watch. All right. Now it's time to put the Death Stars. This is great. They just took these Death Star. So probably what they did is they They got these mold. They probably got these from when they used to sell minifigures in these. You used to be able to buy planets that had minifigures in it. They probably just took the mold and put it in there. So it's one of the many funny things. So, all right, let's see. Okay. So I have to do this 3 times. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Tech should stay dead if they can. If you ask me if they're looking for the redemption arc, it's the redemption of Crosshair. So if Crosshair comes back, that can sustain Tech being gone, and kind of make it work. But if Crosshair goes and Tech goes, now you've lost, 2/5 of the Bad Batch, and how are you gonna there's only one season left. They did announce at the Star Wars Celebration that it's coming back for its 3rd and final season. So, um, if they wanted a redemption arc, they're going to have to go that way. Okay, now I just realized I pushed these too far in, so I'm going to have to push them back out. Well, maybe. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to push them out. So I got myself hyped up for the. I knew Moff Gideon was coming back because unfortunately I had it spoiled for me when I was down on vacation. So I kind of got myself hyped up by listening to Moff Gideon's theme on YouTube Music because I knew he was going to show up. There you go. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of ingenuity to get things pushed out properly so they work. Let's see if that's deep enough for them to work. Moff Gideon's theme is a very, very good theme too, might I add. It is an exceptional bad guy theme. Two of these got out far enough, but a couple of them didn't. So I'm trying to push them out further so it works. Nope, I did have them right. Man, I'm putting stuff on backwards now, guys. I'm like hot garbage right now. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys, man. I'm a mess right now. Hey, what's up, Mr. Outsider? How you doing, man? I think Mando of all the shows has the ability to get the most seasons out of it because it's in that 5 years after the Emperor's dead window, which seems to be the sweet spot right now for everything that's going on. So I would not be surprised at all if if the Mandalorian gets the most of the seasons per se. Yeah, Mando is definitely a sequel show. No, not going to argue that. It's, you know, I would like for it at some point to get back to what it originally was, like the spaghetti western with the gunslinger going around doing right around the towns and then just kind of going off onto the next job. I mean, I understand there's a little world building going on, which is to be expected. I almost did it. No, I did do it right. Whew. So, which is to be expected to have world building, but it still would be nice if they would focus on get back to him a little bit, not so much everybody else. Gosh darn it, I just did it again. Okay, now I think that's better. Sorry about that delay there, guys. Those things sometimes it's just the oddest things that give you fits. And so, all right, I got to take my hair off because it is really hot in here. I got a LED light and I got 2 bright LED lights over here. So, woohoo. All right, so now you get to see the knot hair that I have. All right, let's get this party going. Sorry about that delay there. So I had to have this piece sticking out to fit back into here. So there we go. So that way they stay together. There we go. All right. So now this does not really stick into this. It just kind of goes in there like that. Let's see. All right, now. So what I'm basically doing is shoving this little piece in here, and that's kind of holding it together. See, now it doesn't fall out. There we go. All right. So oops. Dropping things as usual, guys. It's a hot mess over here. Yeah, dude. Bad Batch is, Bad Batch kind of bridges a little bit. It's definitely in the original trilogy, but I like what they're doing with Bad Batch. I don't know. That's just me. Let's see. The Bad Batch has been surprisingly good. It could have gotten very bland very quick. And I mean, there's been a few filler episodes to world building, which is one of the terms that drives me crazy right now, but it's what everybody's doing. So it just, I think it's okay. Omega doesn't bother me. You got to have somebody who's the voice of reason, the conscience of the group, and that's just who she is. So can be irritating, absolutely, but it's who she is. So all right, so now we snap this into here. Then it wants me to put this onto here. Hmm. Interesting. For some reason, these pieces don't want to seat. Oh, I have to go the other way. Duh. I see what I did wrong there. I'm putting. No wonder they're not going to seat. I'm trying to shove the small end into there when it needs to be the back end like this to cover it up. No. All right. Give me a second here. Let's see what I got. Oh, you make stop motion video, CT? That's pretty cool, man. Hmm. Yeah, there's just no. So it wants me to put it on like this, but there's no way for it to fit like this. And if you try to put them on this way, they're too big. They don't. It's kind of hard because my big fat finger's in the way. But it's really hard because they don't want to link up. You know, if I try to do it this way, they're not going to stay on here. See, they just fall off. Okay, let me think about this here. I may need to do some on-the-fly adjustment here. This is my extras cup right here. That's what I'm looking for, one of those guys. Let me see if I put one of these on here. No, because that just falls right off. Okay. Now I'm going to try. The next thing I'm going to try right here is. I'm going to wrestle this piece off. Let me try something here. Let me flip this around and see if it seats in here better this way. Because the book is showing it to have it in this way with this part figuring out. But I'm going to flip this one around and put it in this way and see if that improves it at all. Nope. It actually makes it worse. See, at first I thought I could use one of these dots right here. And you snap it on the back like this, but it won't go because this is solid. It's really got me thrown for a loop here. Now, this is the challenge to Mold King for those that have never done it before. So let me move all this stuff out of the way so you guys can see. So they want. So you see, you got the spider web piece going in right here. I know it's kind of tough. Let me see if I can make that better for you all. Oof. So you see how they want that to go in with a little bit of it sticking out. And then the next step is they show it seating on there. And you see you have the big disc and the little disc. All right. And you can clearly see, once I get the shadow or the reflection, you can clearly see that the little one is in the big one. All right. And then we got skeleton arms that we're going to put right there. So sometimes with Mold King, it doesn't like something gets lost in translation. And so you have to be able to think on the fly because this piece right here, this narrow part is too narrow to go over that plus piece that's right there. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to put the skeleton arms on and then we're going to move on past it. How many do I need? I need 8, 24. Give me a second here. I'm gathering up all these arms off of here. Okay. Sorry about that delay there. I had to get all these skeleton arms. So, hey, Jorkel. Yeah, the engines look pretty good, man. Vacation was good. I mean, I took my young kids with me. So, as a dad, you don't go on vacation when you take your kids. You take your kids and you do stuff with them and you stay busy the whole time. So, I will take my vacation starting tonight when I pour myself an extra tall tequila. Um, and I just kind of take mine afterwards. I mean, it was fun to do stuff with my kids, but it's not like I sit back and relax all the time. I've got to be a dad and I've got to take care of my boys. And you know, so there's what we're doing with the arms right there. I'm just snapping these in one at a time. So it was decent for the vacation. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it, Jorkel. So there you go. There's number 2. There you go. There's number 3. Got a few extra arms. Good stuff. All right. So I'm wondering, because in my extras pile, I have these. Or not in my extras pile, but the pile that I still have to build with. So I'm wondering if these, see how that connects on there like that? So I'm going to keep this. I'm not going to put them on now because these would definitely snap on. Nope, actually they wouldn't. Never mind. All right, so it's definitely not these. So I'm going to keep these off. I'm going to keep the engines off right now because, like I said, this stuff does not want to put together at all. There's just no way. Yeah, it's just because this size hole isn't big enough for this. And so I'm just going to set these to the side for right now, and we're just going to press on, guys. Because afterwards it wants me to put the engines on, but I'm just don't have it right now. So we're going to start doing the other stuff here, and then I'll come back to that later when I've got more time. So yeah, I'm going to put the transparent blue pieces in. I'm going to build it exactly to how the book wants it. And then if I don't like it, I'll just pick those out and we'll just, I'll turn it full gray. So again, I have to do 2 of these. Let's see. I always like to build my Mold King sets to how they show in the book first. And then after that, after I'm done with it, I'll go back through and I'll make any changes that I like. Unless it's something super cosmetic that has to be done. That's about the only time I'll make a change on when I'm building it. But for the most part, I like to definitely build mine how the book says. Okay. And some more finger busters on here because why not? Golly, these things hurt so much. So much. And there we go. I wish Lego used more of these pieces. I really like these on the ships. I think they provide good like visual, um, like it's a good visual. I think on the ships to have. You know, Mold King likes to use these a lot. Lego really does not. So probably my most underrated of the pieces that I use are those. I don't know if you want to call them ridgebacks or whatever. So two of these. Let's see. Right, there they are. I was like looking for them, and I already had them sorted out. All right, there we go. There's all that. Let's see. No, Malgozio. Let me scroll back up. Let's see. Oh, okay. CT, gotcha. Malgozia. Okay, gotcha, buddy. Thanks, man. Woo! Caught me on the outside there, or caught me stressing like something was big. So, hey, that's fine, man. Change your name. Go for it. All right. Okay. Okay, let's see what I did there. There we go. I didn't line these up right, so that's what I was fixing right there. I always get nervous when I see pieces hanging off the edge like this, but hopefully it's not too bad. So it's Polish. That's cool, man. Nothing wrong with that. I would assume that's some heritage for you, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's your cat's name. Hey, go for it. Remember, Indiana Jones was named after the dog, so don't feel bad for that at all, man. Rock it. Be proud. This is another underrated piece right here. This angled grill. I really like these guys too. Those angled grills, underrated. There we go. Okay, let's see here. And now, because I said Indiana Jones, I have the Indiana Jones theme song in my head, which is never a bad thing. I am looking forward to the Dial of Destiny. And of course, everybody's favorite Rogue One character is actually now a bad guy. Mads Mikkelsen is a bad guy. He's a Nazi in this one, and so I think it's smart for the Indiana Jones to go back and fight the Nazis because that was always his enemy. The Russians was a good story. The the Indians was another good story, but he was always at the heart fought the Nazis, and so I think that is a good way to tell that story. See, this is the neat stuff that I like that Mold King does. Just how they build the layers right here. Just by adding that, it adds such a neat effect to it. Okay, where's that cup piece? There it is. All right, now I got everything. Let's go ahead and start building. So, Jorko, I'm working on. I think this is to the back of the ship. Yes, it is. So I'm actually. This is the back of the ship. So these are accent pieces that I'm putting on the back of the ship. It looks like to flush this area out around the engines. But because I don't have the engines on, I don't know if these will be able to go on until after I put the engines on. But the engines are giving. You guys saw they're giving me fits right now. So I'm just going to kind of press on and hopefully I can make it work. See, now that's neat there. As you guys can see, we're building this nice three-dimensional shape right here, which is really nice. More so than you normally would with Lego. How they have this gap here. That's pretty neat looking. There we go. That's what we're doing right now. So let's see. Oh, nice, man. Hey, what is PFP? I actually don't know what that is. Is that like a family crest? All right, it's just taking me a long time to sort all these pieces out. There we go. Now we got them all out. So, oh, your profile picture. Okay. I can't really see it right now because it's really small, but I will take a look at it here once I'm done. Remember, for everybody that's watching, don't forget to hit the like button over here. Every time we have interactions with the channel, it gives it better visibility. Please and thank you. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay. So that's what I just did right there, was just build that. I gotta do two of it right here. So I gotta do another couple. All right. Because we're getting into this real intricate piece right here. I know it's kind of hard to see with the way the camera is, but trust me, it's getting intricate, which you guys know I like very much. Okay, so we got that on the bottom side here. Let's see what we do with it here. Oh, okay. So this piece right here, right? Yep, it's going to snap right into here. You guys can see I'm going to snap it into there, and then so you see it goes in like this. You see how this is exposed, but when you tilt it up how it's supposed to be, it makes it go away. Once it's done, what's going to be my favorite part of the ship? To be honest, I don't know, because I'm not even halfway done. I'm not even halfway there. I'm just now into bag 11, which is the halfway bag. I'm just into the second book. My usual favorite part to build is all the little technical stuff, like you guys see over here, like taking something like this and putting on the different pieces, to instead of just having plain old bricks like what Lego uses to do, actually putting stuff on here to flush it out and make it look that way, which is what I'm getting ready to do with this. So you guys will see that here. Nope, not that piece. This piece. My favorite part has always been doing the small detail work. Sometimes it hurts the old fingers. Like, look at there. Look what's back. My little finger busters are sitting right there, which, I wouldn't mind melting down on occasion. All right. But this is the stuff right here, as you're about to see me do, that I just live for. Oh, okay. I see what they did there. See, these little pieces of detail work is what I really, really enjoy doing. And that's usually my favorite part of all of my builds, is being able to do something like this. And this probably isn't even done. They've probably got more work that's coming to it. So I'm just touching the scrape in the beginning here. You know, my thing is I get too excited and I don't pay attention. So, like on this one right here, I initially put this piece on to cover it, like, to cover it flush like this, but that's not how it's supposed to be. So, see how they do the little thing like push this over that helps lock this into place so it doesn't go up any higher? Great little move right there. And then it allows this piece to be put on flush. So it'll match this piece over here. And then this little guy goes over here. And something like that, even though it doesn't look like much, anything to not look at studs is my favorite thing. So the more they cover it up, the better I think it is. Two of those. Two skeleton arms. Got to have the fire hydrants. I don't know why I call them fire hydrants. It's just what came to my head when I saw them. It's probably just about the worst name out there, but I'm sticking with what I know. Okay. So I'm doing this right now. So, like, just seeing how they come up with something like this and then how it fits on this. This is the stuff that I just really, really like. Okay. And then this goes here. All right. And then you just kind of bring it over and see how that all snaps together and does that. Like, that is just a great way to flush out a piece more. Lego would never come up with something like this. That would, and even if they did, it would take them 5 years to figure it out, and they want to charge people $500 for the design. You know. Yeah. This is going to be a nightmare. I can see it already. Sometimes when you do these pieces, I don't know why, but there's always one that just does not want to seat right, and it gives you fits. And then you're trying to fix it. Make sure I'm doing this right, yeah? The other one went on so easy, and then there's always one that gives you fits. Dry my hands off real quick. See if that. This is going to be the one. Let me try. without busting up my fingernails at all. I'm going to chew up my desk doing that. All right, take it easy, Malgosia. Lidl, good stuff, man. I like going and eating their baked goods, man. You can never go wrong with a Lidl run because walking in and smelling their bakery is just amazing. Okay. See, that's always a hate. One always goes on well, and then the other one doesn't want to do it. There we go. Thank you, a good set of pliers. And there we go. Not too bad. And then see, they're doing this stuff like this. Like, let's just make it even more, just something simple like that. Look how that visual looks right there. Let's see. Yeah. Just something as simple as that. Just more depth. Okay, so now I see what's going on here. These are, looks like the secondary engines. Okay, now I see what I'm doing here. See, now these work because you take these and you just put them in like that. Guess what? They fit. So there you go. Now we've got the secondary engines engaged. Now, if anything, I'll eventually buy the blue translucent pieces to give the engines like, the blue. So it looks like they're actually being powered up because I don't know if they're on the back of the ship. Mold King normally doesn't do that. So let's see here. All right, let's turn the camera here because it wants me to put it back on the ship here. Okay, so let's see. One of them goes. Let's see. Okay. From up there, I was trying to figure out like where it was supposed to go. Like my eyes were not wanting to compute how it was supposed to mount up. So you can see me putting on right here. There's these 4 dots right here on each side. That's how these are going on here. And this one goes up here. And I'm glad I'm putting these on first, and then I can slide the engines in later after I figure them out. So, yep, now I got to do the same thing on the other side. Yeah, it's not so much stealing. I mean, all you have to do is buy one and put it into make your own die out of it. Now you can press your own bricks. And so, you know, Mold King is very creative. They're a Chinese-based company, so they're just creative. They find ways to do it, So some people say it's bad, and it just depends on your perspective of it all. I don't mind buying Mold King stuff. I understand that some designs are stolen, and it's an unfortunate thing when it comes to these, that yes, it's a Chinese company, and yes, they are going to grab a design if they like it. There's nothing that can be done about it. You just kind of have to. It's just is what it is. I don't want to really get into a morality debate on my channel about what is and what isn't. That's not what it's really here for. So. There we go. Slimmy, this is Monarch. I am working on the Beast, the second biggest set in Mold King's design arsenal. So that's what I'm working on. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that the weather here in Delaware has held out and it's not going to cut the power to my stream, because it looks like the thunderstorm is past. So I'm very thankful for that. There we go. Yeah, it is pretty cool, man. I really enjoy doing this. The detail work and whatnot. I don't know if you're familiar with Mold King or not. So, and please forgive me if you have been to the channel before. Sometimes the names they escape me. I don't want you to think I'm being disrespectful. Just sometimes cannot remember them all. Oh. What's my next set going to be, Jorkel? Well, I have decided. My next set is actually not going to be a Star Wars set, but it is going to be a Mold King set. I'll do a reveal on it as I get closer. Actually, once I finish this one, but it is going to be Mold King, but it is not going to be Star Wars. I wanted to do something a little bit different, and so I'll be getting one of their other sets and doing it on the channel because I figured why not? Because there's only so many Mold King Star Wars sets, and I don't want to go through all the Star Wars sets and then be done, and then waiting for them to do another one. So that was part of the thing I said when I was recommitting myself to Mold King for the long run, is that I'm going to keep building their sets, and they have a bunch of other series out there um, that I'm going to do. So just to kind of keep it fresh, so it's not always Star Wars. Now I'm not saying now granted, Star Wars all the time isn't a bad thing, but change it up every now and then, try something different. And I'm like I said, I'll take the risk for you guys. That way, you guys can decide whether or not you like what I'm doing or not. So this way, my risk can be your reward, or reward, and either you want to build the set or you don't have to spend the money. I mean, heck, that's when I bought Executor a little over a year and some change ago. Man, I was rolling the dice with $300. I was like, man, I'm never going to see this money again. And it worked out that it turned into something great, So, but my email address is Mold King Builds, and I kind of just want to keep staying with Mold King. And maybe I'll do like I said last week, maybe I'll do a Lego set to go the UCS Venator, because there's my Venator right over there from Mold King. So, I mean, I will get Lego sets from time to time, but I'm really going to stay focused on Mold King. And also, there's better value for it for me in the long run, as far as financially wise. I mean, it's going to take a long time before I could potentially make any money off this channel. And if I got to pay for it myself, I need value for my dollar. So about the hammerhead, I do want to do the hammerhead, but it wasn't it's on my list, but it's a little bit further down. So I mean, like I said, with this set that I'm getting, I know it's taking a risk, but I think, and what I'm hoping is that you guys see it, and then you're like, this ain't that bad, and then we can just kind of go from there. So I want you guys to put a little trust in me, and who knows, maybe I'll build it real quick and just get it done and over with, so to speak, and then you guys can say if you like it or not, and then we can go from there. So, but I'm pretty committed to this next set, so I think it'll be A-okay. I just need you guys for a little bit of trust. So we're just basically doing the same thing on this side that I did on the other side. So nothing too crazy right now. It is not a car. It is not a car. But that's a solid guess. If you've ever been on Mold King's website, you could definitely make a guess that it could be a car, but it is not a car. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll see, guys. Don't just put your faith in me a little bit. I'm asking for a little bit of trust here when it comes to this set. I think everybody's going to like it. Same thing as last time. So, oh, it's the Eclipse, hands down, Jerkle, the black ship over there to that way. The Eclipse by far. It is such a wonderful build, such a great experience. It was a pain in the butt. I'm not even close to lying. That ship wore me out, but the end result and what I got out of it was second to none, man. And it'll be really nice when I work on getting the my display case that I want to have built for the Eclipse, and in that way I can have it displayed. So a lot of those minifigures that you see over there are going in the Eclipse. I've got about 60 of them going in there, and so it's just a matter of getting there with that. But I'm going to build you can't see it, but behind me against one of my walls, I'm going to build a nice wooden shelf for the Eclipse. I'm going to light it up. I'm going to encase it. So that way you don't have to see the dust. It's gonna be sharp. So I have to finish rebuilding a bathroom. So once that is done, I can work on the Eclipse's table. But in my daily dad duties, I have to finish a bathtub. So all right. Oh yeah, dude. Trust me. When I do that thing for the Eclipse, it's gonna be another video. You guys are gonna see all of it as I go to put it together and whatnot. So you guys will get plenty of it. Don't worry. Okay. I have a pretty decent woodworking shop in my house here, so I'm going to be I have the ability to do a significant portion of the woodworking for everything, and then I'm going to paint the table black so that way. Um, and the reason why I'm going to paint it black is so when I put the light in there, it makes the light look a lot brighter. And I'm going to do the white fleck paint so it looks like stars. It's going to look pretty nice because I want the ship to feel like it's in orbit somewhere. There's what you're seeing right there. So, all right. Okay. You get this back so you guys can see everything. 2 skeleton arms. 2 fire hydrants. And 2 of these. Boom. There we go. Now, one of my overhead lights just turned off. So if another one turns off, I apologize, but they're battery powered and they only last for so long. Sometimes you get these little pieces that they just don't want to cooperate. I'll deal with it in a second. Let me get this one built. Nothing is more awesome than when your dog's sitting behind you and they make that guttural noise like they're going to vomit everywhere. Let me tell you, that is just. I love my dog to death, but man, she does some stuff. Let me see here. 1 sec. A supremacy would be pretty sweet if they could figure out how to pull it off. I would definitely assemble a supremacy. Come on. There's always one that wants to do this. There's always one. Man, is it stinging. Like you can't, if you clamp this too tight, it won't slide. So you have to find the right amount of grip to put on it that will lock it into place, yet allow you to slide it. Now it's really torched my hand. Oh, and my biggest fear is I don't want to bend this at all. Yeah, I think it would be fairly simple for them to do it. It's just a matter of, getting it designed. Thankfully, I have so many extras of these. Okay, so I'm actually not going to put that one on there. I know it's kind of hard to see. Let me get it back here, but I've got a white mark appearing there, so I'm stressing this out. So this one is just not going to get it because it's not vital that it goes on there, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's okay if I miss it. Yeah, if I would have pushed this any further, it's hard to see, but there is a huge white mark right here. So I was definitely about to fracture that piece, and I don't have any extra, so that's why I just had to stop. Is my mic acting up? Maybe it's because, is that better? Yeah, let me know, guys. I think I was just talking out of it. So, okay. Maybe I was just talking away from it. So I have to set, so right behind my microphone is speakers, as you can see right there. So I have to set the gain up to only pick up the very front of the microphone. So otherwise, it will get really staticky really quick and I'll blow everybody out of the water. So, sometimes when you're trying to push these in here, it's just so weird sometimes how much you have to fight to get a simple piece sat into place sometimes. Let me make sure that's how they're supposed to go in there. Yep, they're supposed to touch. Yeah, there we go. As you can see right here, they're supposed to be touching like that, so that's how I know they're on right. And then, of course, the engines will be in here like this, but I'll have to figure that out later once, like I said, once I figure out this fiasco. So, all right, I'm getting towards the end here. I only got about, 30 pieces left, so let's see what we got. Okay, now I see what we're doing. All right. Get the camera back on to where it's supposed to be. All right. Well, anybody else got anything? I mean, I'm getting to the end here. I'm not going to be on much longer. If you guys want to chat about anything, now's the time. I had these all sorted, and then now I mixed them together by accident. It's a really interesting way to bind these together. I mean, this is just a cover piece with this triangle here, but it's definitely an interesting way to set it all up. I'm hoping there's some more to reinforce it here because those don't look all that sturdy at all. And again, another very weird way to use a piece like this to bind it all up. So, okay. Yes, I will build the Lego Venator when it comes out because I have to compare it to Mold King and show how Mold King is pretty much better than Lego at that stuff. So I will definitely be building the Venator. Nope, there just went my other light. They're battery powered, so I only have so much time for them. So I have a ring light on my computer screen that I'm using, and so all right. I mean, I've seen Mold King do a lot of things, but I've never seen them inch up. This is what I call inching up. It's kind of like my own made up term, where they slowly build everything with small parts and they slowly inch it up to make it better. I've never seen them do this before with this being on the top and so many small pieces. Now, I'm sure this is going to connect somewhere, but it's definitely a new way. I've never seen them inch up like this before. Probably the most unique way they've ever done it. Hey man, this gets even weirder. Now I have one of these pieces right here. So now we have the large pivot piece, the small pivot piece. Yeah, looks like the storms are firing up again by me, but luckily it's okay. Hold on a second. Did I miss a piece? So I'm looking right now in my instruction booklet. So I have these pieces right here, but they're not anywhere in my thing to do. But I can see one right here in my book. And so I'm wondering what is happening here. It's kind of weird. We'll have to figure those out in a second. Okay. Okay. So now what I just did is going to, again, I apologize for the darkness, but my lights went out. All right. That's what I was afraid of. Just snapped the whole piece off. You know that? So this long piece was what was on the destroyer, and I just kind of snapped it off to get this on here. You know, it's kind of janky right now, but this actually may be the best way to get them on there and get it flush like this, and then you tilt it up, and then we're just gonna snap this right back onto the destroyer. So it's a little bit wonky, as you guys can see. Oh, I've got it off camera. I'm sorry. You guys couldn't see what I was doing. So let me set. So that's the piece that I just put on right there. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry. I'm in darkness right now, but my battery lights just ran out. I think they're on there right. They look like they're on there right. We're going to do this one over here. So it's kind of hard to see, but there's two. Gosh, I don't have an extra one, but there's two of these that are sitting like the holders for both of these right here that you just have to snap it into. Let's see. There we go. Yep, it's on there, right? Okay, so that's what I just did right there and right there. Kind of tricky. All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the bridge. You know me, I like this stuff. I'm all about the detail stuff. Okay, these. Wait a minute, do these snap into macaroni pieces? I'll have to figure these. These things are giving me a little concern here because I'm seeing them in my book, but I never got a way to get them on there. So, all right, let's just get this done. I don't know what ESPN is saying, but it's saying something. No. All right. So we're basically doing the same thing I just did before on the other side. So I'm trying to, let me see if I can get in here and get the light a little bit better. I really apologize for it, guys, but that's how I know it's been 2 hours is when my battery lights give out. So let me see if I can't stay turned to the side so the overhead light will make it easier for you guys to see. You're not missing anything crazy, though. It's the same thing you guys just saw me do, except this time I'm doing it the opposite way up. Okay, so I'm going to put these back on the ship over here. Get my camera turned so you guys can see me. This is really tricky because, again, this piece snapped off, which isn't a bad thing, but I've got to get it angled and then magically get this pushed into place. You guys know how it is sometimes when you start running out of space for your fingers and whatnot. Now both of them fell off. All right. All right, so they both came off, but it was actually easier to put them on with this piece coming off. The trick I found on that side, I just did, it's hard to see, is make sure the bottom one is on first, and then this one should snap on a lot easier because you can see it. That one just popped off too, but that's okay. All right, so that's on there. There we go. All right. I need to figure out where these guys go, though, because they are definitely here, and they are definitely not being used. They had, I don't know if they got snapped on. Oh, yeah. It'd help if I'd pay attention. So they were right here back when I was putting the engines on. They go on right here. So now I need to figure out how this translates. Let me see. Let me get my camera on it here. I really apologize for this angle here. So there you go. Now you guys can see it. So it looks like there's a gold brick or something behind there, or what they call the ingot brick that they hook up behind. So it looks like they hook in right here. There's a brick right here that they hook into. That this hooks into. I'm just trying to see. Or no. Definitely attaches. Oh man. This okay. Oh man, this is so hard to see. I'm going to see if I can get my camera. Okay. So behind this ingot brick right here, there's two holes for them to go into. Now I'm not going to play with it right now because It's just going to be a pain in the butt to deal with. So, all right, guys, that pretty much concludes bag 10. I'm going to get these on, and then in my reveal video, I'll show you how I got these on. It's going to take a little bit. I just don't have the time to finagle them on right now. So, wow, nine likes, 3 interactions. I think I saw 7 or 8 people on at once. So, thank you everybody for joining me for the live stream. I'm going to get this finished, and then I'll have a review video tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have the engines fixed and on place for you, and I'll have what I did there. And then I'll get started on bag 11, which I think is, let me get to it. Yep, so it looks like we're getting ready to build the top plate of the warship. So there's bag 12. So thanks for everybody that stopped by. I appreciate it all, and we'll see you next time on Sith Bricks.